Welcome to Felfoot Spring 2023 Community Newsletter. In our last update, the volunteers were about to embark upon a large-scale native bulb planting programme. Over autumn, and with invaluable help from Sandside Lodge School and the Central and East Lakes Garden team, the bulb planting is now complete. In all weathers, the teams planted approximately 24,000 bulbs that included bluebell, wood anemone, wild garlic and lesser celandine. The bulbs were planted along the entrance drive to help improve presentation for visitors entering the site, the Pinetum and the bank below the North and Staff car parks. The bulbs will also provide a spring nectar source between March and May for solitary bees and other pollinators. However, pollinators, visitors and the team will have to wait for a couple of seasons before benefiting from the food and displays the bulbs will provide respectively, whilst the bulbs slowly orientate themselves towards the sun and adjust their depth in the soil. From Darren Mason, Area Ranger. Towards the end of 2022, the Rangers were successful in putting in a funding bid for an ambitious tree planting scheme across the park. This 3-year project will see approximately 7,500 native trees planted. It includes the creation of discrete scrub blocks in the South Meadow, an increase in the number of hedgerows linking informal parts of the site with formal parkland, further succession planting of standard trees and the restoration and increase in size of the former great wood. This project will help the National Trust to meet its target of planting 20 million trees across its portfolio by 2030. It will also increase the biodiversity across the site and improve resilience from disease and future storms by having a much wider variety of age and structure of trees across the site. If you have visited the South Meadow recently, you will have already seen the start of this work. The volunteers and ranger teams from Sizer, Arnside and Silverdale all been helping to install informal tree guards across the South Meadow. These cages will be planted with a single native standard, oak, lime or sycamore, and be surrounded by thorny shrubs including blackthorn and hawthorn. This method of planting mimics how individual trees would have established, with the thorny shrubs offering protection from browsing. In the South Meadow, this method of planting will help us to create a similar parkland feel as the main park, whilst giving us the option to remove the guards earlier to reduce the visual impact on the surrounding landscape. It will also provide the opportunity to encourage a greater species diversity in a small area and enhance carbon capture, particularly when the trees are planted in permanent grassland. All this will help in some way to fight the nature and climate crisis we are facing. From Darren Mason, Area Ranger. The Rangers have also been busy clearing the timber from the Pinetum. With help from the Sizer team, all the self-sown alder and birch trees that were felled were removed. This timber will be used in subsequent years as firewood in the Boathouse Cafe. Later in the season, the volunteers burnt the brash and removed encroaching bramble from around the existing conifers in readiness for the second year of succession planting. There are also plans this winter to increase the Pinetum to its former size, with further planting extending southwards towards the children's play area. We are always striving to reduce our carbon footprint. In our aim to use more sustainable equipment across the site, we now have a brand new electric all-terrain vehicle which has replaced an older petrol version. It is efficiently used primarily by the facilities team to carry out cleaning duties, refuse collection, maintenance and repairs around the park. From Rachel Lum, Facilities and Support Services Coordinator. One of Britain's most diverse habitats, wildflower meadows can contain up to 40 species in 1 square metre. They attract pollinating insects such as bees, beetles, butterflies and moths, making wildflowers valuable for food crops. They also hold on to rainwater, helping combat flooding and accumulate vast amounts of carbon. Sadly, over 97% have been lost since the 1930s. That's 3 million hectares or 7.5 million acres. Meadows now make up just 1% of the UK. This year we aim to fundraise £5,000 to conserve our meadow at Fellfoot. Please ask a member of the team about how to donate. Thank you. From Charlotte Food Visitors Operations and Experience Manager. Cumbria County Council operate a holiday activity and food programme to engage local young people in healthy activities and ensure they are well fed during school holidays. In 2022, the Canoe Club, supported by the National Trust Fellfoot team, arranged holiday activity and food programme sessions during the Easter and summer school holidays. Despite losing some time to the weather due to windy weather, the Canoe Club hosted nearly 40 young people who had a lot of fun preparing healthy packed lunches and huge pans of soup, enjoyed canoe and kayak trips on Windermere, picnicked and played team games in the Riverside, South Meadow. Club members and youngsters are keen to do more of the same. The good news is that the Cumbria County Council have invited the Canoe Club to run more sessions during 2023, and the National Trust team are once again supporting the project and welcoming club volunteers and young participants to Fellfoot, the active base and associated facilities. The club have submitted their plans to the council, and we're all looking forward to delivering more great holiday activity and food programme days, starting with the 11th to the 14th, inclusive of April, this Easter. To register for further information on the holiday activity and food programme, please contact Cumbria County Council. From Barry Curley, Ulverston Canoe Club Chair. We're always looking for new ways to make our cafe more accessible. We have a new set of double-handled porcelain dignity mugs with or without a spout, which reduces the risk of spilling for users with limited hand mobility. We can also offer visitors specially designed cutlery with larger, thicker handles, making them easier to grip. Please ask a member of the team if you would like to use them when visiting. These are also available in other National Trust cafes. A watery start to 2023. The boathouses on the lakeshore are vulnerable to flooding. After heavy rain in January, the ice cream parlour was knee-deep in water and the lake was still rising. So we had to close up and evacuate the cafe of all equipment and furniture. Not an easy task, but due to the brilliant efforts of all the Fellfoot team, we managed to empty the cafe quickly and safely, then nervously waited over the next few days for the lake levels to drop. Thankfully, we got away with just a few puddles of water coming in and could reopen after 5 days. Fingers crossed the lake stays at a safe level for the rest of winter. We have vacancies for front of house team members to work in the cafe and ice cream parlour during the summer. We're looking for enthusiastic, welcoming and friendly people to join our team. This is the perfect place to work for anyone who loves being in the outdoors and happy working in a busy environment. There are lots of opportunities to expand skills, get experience in customer service or kitchen tasks and progress into further careers within the Trust. For more information, please visit National Trust Jobs online for updates on job vacancies or come and speak to one of the team in the cafe. From Beth Cowley, Food and Beverage Manager. A day in the life of a volunteer. We are a group of Ranger volunteers working at Fellfoot. We volunteer on a Tuesday and are supported by our area ranger Darren and his very able assistant Emily. We arrive around at 9 a.m. and first things first, a cuppa to start the day. Darren and Emily allocate our tasks according to the day's plan. This will sometimes be influenced by the weather, but we have full wet weather gear to withstand any of the elements. We are fortunate that our individual skills, abilities are acknowledged, so this is always taken into consideration. We also have the opportunity to learn new skills. In our team, we have woodworkers, molehill flatteners, bramble clearers, grass trimmers, lawn mowers, leaf blowers, hedge trimmers, tree fellers, bulb and tree planters, drain clearers, hole diggers, fire tenders, snow shovelers, not to mention talented coffee brewers and cake bakers. We set off from our base after having collected the relevant tools for the day and disperse around the park to tackle our task. Sometimes this will be the whole team working on a specific project in the same area. This week we were all involved in clearing wood piles, tree branches and brash in the Pinetum area and had a controlled fire. We forgot to bring potatoes. We often have the opportunity to interact with visitors who are always complimentary about the park and thank us for our contribution. It is always comforting to know that we are making a positive impact. By mid-morning we are ready for a quick brew, which involves, guess what? Coffee and homemade cake. This is an essential part of our day, and when the camaraderie of the group comes to the fore, we invariably have healthy discussions about current affairs, or just have a laugh. In summer we sit outdoors and enjoy a picnic at lunchtime, but during the winter months we huddle in the bothy for warmth. We often forget to glance up and now and again to appreciate our surroundings. We are very fortunate to volunteer in such a lovely place and with breathtaking views of our lake and mountains. In summer there is always interest on the lake and around us, with children playing and enjoying themselves, paddlers, swimmers, sailors and dog walkers. This spring we will be planting well over 1,000 trees throughout the park. After the devastation of recent fierce storms, there is a positive future. Our energy invariably starts to wane around mid-afternoon, so we wearily wash and clear away all our tools, leaving Darren and Emily to carry on with their day with an ever-parting thank you to us all. We always feel valued for what we do. Long may our volunteer days continue at Fellfoot. From the Tuesday Ranger Volunteers. Would you like to volunteer with us in Cumbria and the Lake District but not sure where to start? We have a lot of ways to volunteer across multiple locations, indoors and outdoors. Please get in touch if you want to find out more about all the options for you to choose from, or check out the address shown on the screen. A forecast for high winds meant Fellfoot's annual New Year's Day dip was delayed by a day, but participants were rewarded with sunshine, blue skies and a balmy water temperature of 4 degrees. Over 100 visitors took part, some dipping, but most swimming a short course between the jetties before warming up with a hot chocolate and a warm shower in the active base. Recent visitors may have noticed a horse box parked in the active base overflow car park. If you peek inside, you won't find horses, but a wood-fired sauna. Converted and run by a local businesswoman, we're trialling this La Al sauna through the winter. It's certainly going down well with the swimmers. From Emma Hawley, Senior Programming and Partnerships Officer. From Easter, a vintage 1974 Castleton Ravana caravan installation will pop up on the park, supported by the Heritage Fund. For over 40 years after World War II, Fellfoot was a much-loved caravan and campsite. We are sourcing period pieces for the temporary exhibit to document this brief chapter of Fellfoot's history. A podcast featuring visitors' childhood memories of the site will be available soon. If you have any photos from that time of the caravan site, please get in touch with Emma Hawley. Letter carver Pip Hall is currently working on site chiselling quotes from William Wordsworth's epic autobiographical poem, The Prelude, into ancient stones once hewn from Honister and Skiddaw. The stones will find a new home along Fellfoot's northernmost lake shore, visible in summer for visitors to discover, before vanishing beneath the water once the lake levels rise in the winter months. Part of a wider project supported by the Heritage Lottery Fund, Pip is working from a hydraulic easel in the Winch Boathouse. Pop by and see her in action Monday to Thursday during February. Work on Boathouse 1 is progressing well, despite the issues being faced with the changeable weather. Due for completion at the end of February, much of the historic fabric has been conserved and repaired, and the new canopy is starting to take shape. As with most historic buildings, there's been a few unforeseen issues to grapple with, such as rotten beam ends and no foundations on load-bearing walls. We've rectified the issues using best practice conservation techniques and have embraced the building's past by leaving scars and uncovered masonry alternations on show. Once open to the public, look closely and see if you can spot how some of the stone was dressed when originally built. It gives us clues as to the quality of work and how the boathouse was functioning. Over the coming weeks, you'll start to see the restored slate roof emerging from its protective covering and external pointing work taking place. We've recently erected the partition that separates the new premises for Stoke Water Sports and the level thoroughfare for visitors, with doors and flooring due to arrive imminently. Alongside the construction work, our National Trust team, backed by the National Lottery Heritage Fund, has been progressing various training, engagement activities and events such as the Heritage Kayak Tours, which will enhance the visitor experience and allow the story of the boathouses to be told from the vantage point they were designed for, the lake. For information on those, and if you want to get involved with helping to deliver the tours as a volunteer, please contact Emma Hawley. Complementing all of this work, our design team continues to develop the landscaping proposals which feature in our earlier newsletter. Programmed to start this year, the project will see new accessible footpaths, enhanced seating and new access to the North Beach, better connecting the park and rounding off this stage of investment in Fellfoot. Look out for more information soon, as we'll be hosting a series of engagement events to explain the designs and how, when, construction will take place. From Ian Smith-White, Project Manager. Thank you for accessing our Spring 2023 newsletter. We hope to see or hear you around Fellfoot in the near future.